Graduate School in Canada. Chapter 1. Canadian Grad School Websites. Canadian Grad School Websites. CAGS.ca, Graduate Studies, Canadian Association for Graduate Studies. Gradschools.com, Graduate Studies. accreditedonlinecolleges.org/degree-programs. canadian-universities.net/campus/graduate-studies.html, university. Umultyrant.org, compare universities from all around the world. Grad school admission advice websites. owl.english.purdue.edu/owl/resource/642/01, personal statement. OWL Online Writing Lab, information on how to write personal statements by Purdue University Online Writing Lab. aamc.org/students/applying/programs, professional school interview, OMC. premed101.com/forums, professional school interview. medapplications.com, professional school interview. studentdoctor.net, professional school interview, the Student Doctor Network. yale.edu/academics/fellowships/applications/writing.html, recommendation letters, sample application process for recommendation letters. universityaffairs.ca/how-for-a-reference-letter.aspx, recommendation letters, University Affairs. Chapter 2. Grad School Admission Tests. Grad School Tests. captest.com, Preparation Courses, Kaplan. princetonreview.com, Preparation Courses, the Princeton Review. aamc.org, Association of American Medical Colleges, MCAT. cda-ad.c/en/dental_profession/dat/index.asp, admission tests, DAT, Dental Aptitude Test. DAT, Dental Admissions Test, most dental schools, ada.org/dat.aspx. dat.org, Dental. ets.org/GRE, admission tests, GRE, Graduate Record Examination. flashcardsecrets.com/MCAT. gre.org, Graduate Record Examination, ets.org/GRE. Educational Testing Service. POG 955. Princeton, New Jersey 08541. 609-771-7600. 609-771-7070. ets.org. gre.org. Central Authority for all college standardized tests like the GRE, MCAT, etc. Send for information. Graduate Record Exams/GRE websites. The Graduate Record Exams, GRE, general level are made up of a verbal, quantitative and analytical component, and the Graduate Record Exams specialized tests test knowledge in a number of college subject areas like biology, psychology, etc. All of these tests are multiple choice. If you score high on the GRE specialized test, you could be given credit for subjects in your major at the graduate level. There are GRE prep books for sale at the bookstore. The Educational Testing Service also sells a GRE prep booklet and has a few practice tests. The more you practice, the better you'll do. The fundamental nature of the test never changes. There are 3 sections. Verbal section, vocabulary and reading skills, 30 questions, 30 minutes. Quantitative section, math, 28 questions, 45 minutes. Analytical section, logical reasoning, 35 questions, 60 minutes. You can get some practice tests off the GRE website or buy them in CD-ROM form. The GRE is now given on a computer called the CAT. The critical thing is that succeeding questions adapt to your answers. If you answer a question wrong, the test makes your next question easier in an attempt to pinpoint your true intelligence. The first 10 questions of any test determine the degree of hardness for question 11 to the end of the test. The questions are weighted on point values relative to how hard they are, but you only get the hard questions if you get the easier ones first, then the test takes you to the harder ones which are worth more than the easy ones, so the lesson is to try to get the first 10 right so you get the harder questions which are worth more points. Since there's no penalty for guessing, don't leave any questions blank. Fill in some answer. They're all multiple choice. Get the practice book and tests the GRE Corporation gives you to learn about the test, then either buy a practice book at the bookstore or practice on a GRE practice website. Practice, practice, practice. Never assume anything, especially in the analytical section. The 3 major GRE practice books are put out by Kaplan's, Peterson's and Barron's. There are test preparation courses that cost several $100s where you take a course on the test. Your test is scored on a percentile ranking, based on how well you do compared to others taking the same test at the same time. If you don't do so hot, as long as you fork over the money, you can keep taking the test. I found books for the graduate record exam/GRES at number 378.16 at the library. GREguide.com. mygretutor.com. mastersdegrainline.org/gre-test-prep-guide. grepreptips.com. gre.org. Educational Testing Service. POG 955. Princeton, New Jersey 08541. 609-771-7600. 609-771-7070. ets.org. gre.org. Central Authority for all college standardized tests like the GRE, MCAT, etc. Send for information. The Miller Analogy Test/MAT. The Miller Analogy Test/MAT is a test taken by candidates applying to graduate schools, simpler and less popular than the GRE. The MAT test is a 60-minute timed test that contains 120 analogy questions, only 100 of which are scored. The question topics cover the humanities, natural sciences, mathematics, and social sciences. testprepreview.com/mat_practice.htm, mat test practice questions. mo-media.com/mat. flashcardsecrets.com/mat.